of learning. Okay. Sisterhood of learning, empowerment, and bold energy. And you are part of it. Okay. So before we start, can we drop our names and where we are joining from, plus our favorite emoji? Emphasis on the favorite emoji in the chat box, please. Let us know where you are joining from, your name, your country, and your favorite emoji. Am I alone here? Okay. Okay. We have Eunice from Cameroon, Khadija from Sierra Leone. I can see Savannah too from Ghana. Okay. Then we have Chadanda from Botswana. Then we have Mary from Nigeria as well. Okay. Okay, so let's kickstart. But then I have a question for everyone. If I had a superpower to in the tech world, what would it be? What would you do if you had a superpower in the tech world? So mine will be to delete toxic people from the internet. We have these people that they come to your DM. I don't know what they want, but they're always in your DM. Hi, hello, hi, hello. So what do you think yours would be? You can drop that in the chat box as well. Am I the only one deleting toxic people from the internet? Design unlimited things to express yourself. Okay. Engage in TGBV. Wow. That's okay. Okay. So today we are going to learn about cybersecurity. And we are all here because of one organization, and that's the Ali. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Miss Mary Ukoli to talk about the Ali, to tell us what the Ali is about, what they do, and everything. So Mary Ukoli is an advocate for education and empowerment of women and girls. She's also a graduate of international studies and diplomacy at the University of Benin, that's in Nigeria. She's an ex-beauty queen and also a creative director at Team Royal, a registered fashion brand based in Nigeria. She's a project manager dedicated towards development projects for non-profit organizations. Due to her passion in promoting development in the society, she has carried out independent pet projects in line with the UN Sustainable Development Goals to promote gender equality and fight against gender-based violence. She also organized free breast cancer and cervical cancer screening for women, a spelling bee, a debate competition for different schools in commemoration of International Day of the Girl Child. Mary acknowledges how pertinent it is to empower young people with knowledge and mentorship to help them make credible life decisions and achieve their full potential. So her favorite mantra always says that stay focused on your goals, irrespective of your challenges, because girl, you are limitless. So let's show Mary some serious love in the chat box. Let's drop an emoji to welcome her. Miss Mary, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you so much, Samantha. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm pleased to be here. Thank you for the warm introduction. I didn't think I was going to be talking about Diali today again, but I think what we can do is, since I spoke about Diali the other day, the before yesterday, is there anyone here? Not anyone here. We're all part of Diali, so just put something on the chat box that identifies Diali or what we do. What do you think Diali is all about? Let me see someone put that on the chat box. What is Diali all about? What do we do? What are we looking out for? So let's be sure that, as members of the West African Caucus, we understand what we are doing, and, we can always talk about Diali anywhere, anytime. So if you don't want to type on the chat, you can just unmute yourself and say one or two things. Okay, I see Alia Dube. Alia says empower women and girls to lead. Absolutely correct. Do we have another person? You don't want me to call on you? I think I'm going to do that. Sumaya, Savannah, Pauline, Shandada, Abia, mentoring young women to become leaders in their fields. Absolutely correct. Great. At least I think we have two answers now. That shows a bit that we all know what DLE is all about. But just for the benefit of doubt, for clarity's sake, DLE is a non-profit organization, right? And what we do basically is to foster inclusivity in leadership roles for women and girls across Africa. So if you were here 2 days ago when we started this webinar series, I spoke about different caucuses that we have, the different groups that we have. So DIALI is not just based in South Africa. We cut across all of the regions in Africa. So the West African region, the Southern African region, the Central, Eastern, Northern, and also the diaspora region. So we're working basically to alleviate gender inequality and discrimination against women and girls to ensure that, girls have equal rights in their various phases of life. So that's what the alley is all about. That is what we are doing. And we're ensuring that, girls get the mentorship that they need and the capacity to lead. Because in these various caucuses, you're given the opportunity to lead, right? Either as a president, as a secretary, or even to facilitate sessions. These are things that would boost your confidence as a young person, right? And we do all of these through different programs or projects. So we have our annual leadership forum, which is our flagship project. I know a lot of our YFLs usually come to the alley or join the alley through the alley LF. So the alley LF is more like a forum where we all come together to talk about issues that are affecting us as girls under three thematic areas, which is business leadership and management, public leadership and management, and then civic leadership and management. We get female luminaries to speak about these, women who are already in these fields to talk about these different areas so that we also can learn and be better. Then another major program that we also have is our back to school program, where we're able to assist young girls who are in schools with school material, books, pen, and also menstrual pads. So we have the menstrual health hygiene program, where we teach girls how to make reusable pads. So this particular project, we've had one in Zambia where we taught girls how to make reusable pads because they cannot actually afford getting pads every now and then, but because they can make reusable pads and take care of it themselves, they are able to do that, and also they are able to attend school. They wouldn't miss schooling. We have a project that is currently at the resource mobilization stage and is being currently handled by the Saint Caucus. So we're currently collecting funds so that we can teach over 200 girls how to make reusable parts. Then we have our mentorship program where we get mentors, match or pair mentors and mentees together to help them align their goals with what their current situation is right now. And basically, a lot of our mentors are people who have basically worked this part, who are in this field already. So they help you gain clarity in what you want to do exactly. And then we have our women's political participation program, the women peace and security program. So these are some of the programs that we do at the alley. And the the caucus groups are more like an avenue for everyone or the girls to have conversations, and discuss within yourselves how best the alley. I'm sure that anytime you want to speak about the alley, you can come from different angles to talk about what we do in alleviating gender inequality across Africa. So thank you so much, Samantha, for that, for facilitating this session. I'm looking forward to this session to understanding cybersecurity and how we can stay safe, right, in this era of technology. Because it's very important, like Samantha mentioned, some people can be very annoying, some people can be trolls online, and sometimes as young people, we might not know how to manage these situations. So I believe that this session would help us gain clarity on how to do this. So I'll leave you in the hands of your guest facilitator today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Please do not forget, you are limitless, and Black child, your dreams are valid. Back to you, Samantha.
Thank you, Mary. Indeed, Black child, your dreams are valid. So it's such a great honor to be part of the alley. From the alley, you learn a lot, build your confidence, your networking. There's a lot of things you learn from the alley. So fast forward, today is about IT awareness. And our topic for today is practicing and understanding cybersecurity, which is going to be facilitated by none other person than Abia Yunus, who is from Cameroon. So a short intro of Miss Abia. So Abia Yunus is a young professional with a strong foundation in computer science, holding a degree from the Catholic University of Cameroon. She's currently building on the expertise, pursuing a master's degree in cybersecurity through partnership between the University of Bamenda, Cameroon, and Free University of Brussels, Belgium. ABS' passion for technology extends to her role as a cybersecurity analyst at Innova Cameroon, a startup where she actively helps to protect digital systems. So let's hype Abia in the chat box with our favorite emojis as usual. Abia, the floor is yours, please.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Abia Eunice. I'm from Cameroon. Thank you so much for the introduction. It was so lovely. I love how you pronounce my name. It's so nice. So today I'll be talking about cybersecurity and how we can practice cybersecurity. So I will just start by sharing my screen. Okay. Mm, Okay. Mhm. Okay. Yeah. So can you see my screen? Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. So the topic today, we're looking at understanding and
Yes, we
practicing
can.
cybersecurity. So the objectives of this session, at the end of this session, you'll be able to recognize common cyber attacks, understand the importance of cybersecurity, identify phishing scams, practice safe behavior on social media, and know how to respond effectively after a cyber incident. The internet has become an integral part of our lives. We work online, we school, we shop, we communicate. But similar to the real world, the internet also has its dangers. Cybercrime is on the rise. The Identity Theft Resource Center, that's the ITRC Annual Data Resource Data Breach, recorded 5,002 cyber attacks, leading to data compromises in 2024, which marks an increase from the 2,365 in 2023, 1,584 in 2022, and 754 in 2018. A lot of people often assume that cybersecurity is just for big organizations, schools, big businesses, but I'll tell you that cybersecurity affects each and every one of us. Cybersecurity affects our daily lives. Cybersecurity affects our families. Cybersecurity affects our communities. So in this session, we are going to cover what a cyber attack is. We'll cover what a cyber attack is and different types of cyber attacks, what cybersecurity means, why cybersecurity matters, how to recognize phishing scams, how to stay safe on social media, how to protect your personal device, and what to do if you are hacked. So we start with cyber attacks. What is a cyber attack? A cyber attack is when somebody tries to break into your computer or to your device or to a network with the purpose of stealing, changing information, damaging, or block information or other programs. There are many types of cyber attacks, especially with the rise of artificial intelligence. There are numerous, there are dozens, like there's so many cyber attacks. But today we are going to look at the most common cyber attacks. That is malware, malicious software, social engineering attacks, man-in-the-middle attacks or MITM, denial of service attacks, brute force, and credential shuffling. So we'll start with malicious software. A malicious software is any software that is designed to destroy or damage your computer system or your files. The first type of malware, which is the most common, is the virus. A virus is a type of malicious software that is designed to harm or interrupt computers and networks. It functions similar to a biological virus, where it attaches itself to a file, and when it attaches to a file, it becomes to the file that it was made for, it becomes activated. And when it's activated, it can do a lot of things to a file. It can modify a file, it can delete the file, the contents of the file. If it's a virus for a computer system, it can slow down the computer system, it can delete programs on your computer, or even damage the system entirely. We get virus through email attachments, infected downloads, or infected USB drives. The next type of malicious software is a spyware. A spyware is that kind of malicious software that collects information from your computer without you knowing. It's like it's watching you. It can track what you do online. It can record your keys. It can record your keystrokes. It can steal your login details, your credit card numbers, or even monitor your activity through your webcam or your microphone. So if I have a spyware on my computer now and I'm talking to you, the attacker can be listening to what I'm saying and seeing everything on my screen. How do people get spywares? Spywares often get installed when you download some free softwares online that contain the spywares, or you click on fake advertisements on bad websites, or you just visit unsafe websites. You can get spywares into your system. The next type of malicious software is the ransomware. Like, it functions like a kidnapper in real life, like how kidnappers act. That's the same way ransomwares act. A ransomware is a type of malware that is going to lock your files and demand for a ransom before opening it, before unlocking it. A ransomware usually gets into your computer through fake emails, infected links, infected downloads, mostly free downloads that are actually from bad websites. And once a ransomware is in your system, they're going to show you a message that you must pay before you have your files. So this is a sample of a ransomware attack. What you see, you want to click on a file, you see that your message has been encrypted, your files have been encrypted, you cannot access the files because because they have been encrypted, and you need to pay some money to a Bitcoin address. And when you pay that money, they are going to send you a key that you use and unlock it. You use and decrypt your files and have it. One thing about ransomware is that even after paying, you are not sure if you're going to get your data back, or if your data is not going to be sold on the online black market. Another type of cyber attack is the man-in-the-middle attack. A man-in-the-middle attack is a type of cyber attack where the attacker intercepts the communication between two parties. It can either be between two users or a user and a website. For example, you see the man here in green. These two people are communicating and he's listening. This is a man-in-the-middle attack. He could, even if whether they're sharing confidential information, business secrets, he's listening to them, which is actually a breach of confidentiality. And in some cases, this attacker can even modify what they are trying to communicate to each other. For if they're sending a text message, it goes through the man in the middle before going to the other user at the other end. Man-in-the-middle attacks, they always occur mostly when you're using unsecured public Wi-Fi. If you go and you go to a cyber cafe and you're just browsing and there's an attacker there, with everybody's connected to the same Wi-Fi, he can access your accounts, he can access your phones if you're not protected. The next type of attack is what we call a social engineering attack. Many cyber attacks rely on social engineering attack because it does not need you to become a tech wizard or a tech guru to be able to pull off these kind of attacks. They rely on tricking people rather than hacking systems. So the attackers they're going to use, they use different manipulation tricks. They use different manipulation or deception tricks to make their victims to share private information or to click on a malicious link that is going to come and modify their systems or infect their systems or give access to their system. So the first type of social engineering attack, which is also the most common social engineering attack, is phishing. Phishing is when the attacker they send fake emails or messages that appear to be from a trusted user or somebody that you know, asking to click a link, download a file, or enter some login information. Here is an example of a phishing email. It was designed as if it's coming from Netflix, saying your account has been suspended. You should click on the button to activate, to update your account. And if you click on that button, many things can happen. You can click on the button first and it asks you to input your login details for Netflix. And you input them knowing that it's Netflix legit, a Netflix legit website when it's not. And they get access to your Netflix account. Another could be as you click the link, a malicious software is being downloaded into your computer. The next type of social engineering attack is spear phishing. Spear phishing is more like a targeted version of phishing. Means the attackers, they don't just send emails to multiple, don't send mails to multiple email addresses, but to a specific person or targeting people from a specific organization. Like they know you, they know your name, they know you that you work at the bank and you're a manager. They send attacks to you specifically because you are the manager of that bank. Another type of social engineering attack is smishing, also known as SMS phishing. Here is very common here in Cameroon, where people send fake text messages trying to get you to download harmful links or to share private details. One is that they'll call you, they text you that they are MTN agents. You should send that your ID card has expired. You should send your ID card number so they can identify you and update and also unsuspend and reinstate your account. Another type of social engineering attack is phishing or voice phishing, where they call you, you receive a phone call. It could either be from they can say they are from a bank, they are calling you from a bank, that your account has a problem. You should provide them with some details, or they call you that they are your IT support at your office, that they need you to give some details for them to rectify your account. Or some can even call you that they are your far relatives. You should send money. Like if you have not been talking to somebody for sometimes you forget how their voice really sounds, and they come and they call you because most of the time we trust calls. So they call you and say, hello, it's me, your cousin. Remember, I left Cameroon. I'm in Norway for 5 years now. I just saw your number in my phone and I decided to call, and all these, and this letter, they start telling you they have jobs for you, and you start sending details to them. So that is phishing, known as voice phishing. Yeah. Another type of social engineering attack is pretexting. Here, the attacker creates a man-made scenario to gain your trust, to get sensitive data. It's almost like vision, but now they always create stories. They give very good stories. So it's like another form of phishing, but it can also involve texting or calling. Another type of social engineering attack is shoulder shuffling. Here, an attacker is going to obtain sensitive information by observing your screen or your keyboard inputs, often looking over the shoulder. For example, you're at an ATM, you put your card and you want to withdraw money, you want to type your PIN, someone is trying to pick to see what you're trying to input. That's an example of shoulder shuffling. Or you are in a bus, it always happens in a bus, and you're on your phone, someone is trying to look to see what you're trying to put, you're trying to put in your phone. That is shoulder shuffling. That's a way attackers can actually get sensitive information from you. Another type of social engineering attack is baiting. Yeah, you lure someone with a tempting offer. Download this software now. It is free just now. This is your chance. This is your opportunity to download it and gain access to this software that it has always been paid for, but they're telling you, download it now. Like you visit an unsafe website and they tell you, oh, you can download this version of Windows now. And you don't have to pay for subscription. You don't have to pay. Just click on the download button. This offer is limited. So that is baiting. You're actually tempting someone, you're actually luring someone by giving them a very tempting offer. Another type of cyber attack is denial of service attack. If you've ever visited a website and you try to load maybe a picture and you see that they say this website is out of service when it's not the maintenance team actually carrying out an update. It can be that the website has been overflowed. The website is receiving too many requests such that people can no longer have access to information on the website. This is known as denial of service attack. Another type of cyber attack is brute force. Brute force is a type of attack in which the hackers gain unauthorized access into your account through trial and error. They attempt various combinations of logins and passwords until they find the correct one. There are scripts that people can write, that you can write to automate a brute force attack. So you don't need to be doing the first one. You try AAA, BBB, CCC. So there are codes that you can write to automate the process. And a type of brute force we can see is dictionary attack, where an attacker tries each word in a dictionary as passwords to gain access into someone's account if the password of the user is within this dictionary. If you go online, there are many dictionaries where you can find millions of passwords you can use to test a brute force attack. For example, here if you go to this GitHub, this GitHub link here contains this 1 million passwords. So you can just go online and download the file. Like attackers always go and just download those files, and they come and they start running a dictionary attack on your account. So if your account, if you use a password that is found in the dictionary, your account is going to be leaked. Another type of cyber attack is credential shuffling. Credential shuffling is a cyber attack where attackers take known or stolen username password combination and attempt to use them on multiple online platforms, hoping they work somewhere else. For example, say you're a victim of the Netflix phishing scam and you provided your Netflix account login and password. The attacker might take that your login and password and try if they can and access your Facebook account using that same login and password. So if you can try to multiple accounts. There are soft applications that can help to facilitate that, to test the ones that it would open. So you see that he tries, for example, if you use the same account for your Facebook and Netflix, but not for Instagram and TikTok, you see that as he tries on Netflix, it opens. He tries on Instagram, it's locked. He tries on Facebook, it opens. He tries on LinkedIn, it's locked. So he has actually gotten access to 2 of your accounts. That is credential shuffling. So first question, after seeing the list of cyber attacks, can you recall if you've ever encountered any of these, even if you did not fall victim? Please, you just type the name of the cyber attack in the chat section. Okay. Samantha gets a lot of phishing lately. Any other person? Oh, man in the middle attack. Phishing attacks. Okay. Mm, good. So this is actually, we see that in one way or the other, we are all being attacked by these attackers and they are not stopping. So now we look at what is cybersecurity and why it matters. Cybersecurity refers to the technologies, practices, and policies that prevent cyber attacks or reduce their impact. This is a definition by IBM. So any act that you do to prevent the cyber attack or to reduce the impact of the cyber attack is known as cyber security. So why does cybersecurity matter? Cybersecurity matter because cyber attacks have the power to disrupt, damage, destroy businesses, communities, and our lives. So I'm going to look at 2 case studies. I'll be very brief with these case studies. In June 2020, the University of Columbia, San Francisco had a cyber attack. They were attacked by a group known as Networker. At that time was when the COVID-19 was at its peak. The University School of Medicine, they were carrying out research on how to fight against the virus. And lo, Networker, the group of cyber attackers, cyber criminals, they decided to come and encrypt the research data that hospitals are waiting, patients are dying, people are waiting for hope that, oh, there's a cure for COVID. Attackers, they came and they encrypted the files of the servers of the University of Columbia, San Francisco, and they demanded $3 million in ransom. The University of Columbia, San Francisco, they were like, no, they won't pay the money, it's too much. And the attackers were like, we have information about your financial standings. So we know this money will not be anything for you. And they're like, no, we don't have money. And so they went back and forth for 2 days, and finally they paid off $1.14 million before they were able to have access to their data and can continue carrying out their research. Oh, I can imagine how people in the hospital were feeling like they no hope, and some people don't even care, because at that time I remember that I was like so scared. Another case study we look at Operation Serengeti in Africa. So the International Police Criminal Organization, Interpol, in collaboration with Afripol, they conducted an arrest operation known as Operation Serengeti in Africa last year, which ran from September 2nd to October 31st, 2024. And they arrested 1,006 suspects from 19 African countries. That's from Algeria, Angola, Benin, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Democratic Republic of Congo, Gabon, Mauritius, Mozambique, Nigeria, Rwanda, Senegal, South Africa, Tanzania, Tunisia, Zambia. Yeah. So these cyber criminals, they had caused data breaches worth 193 million. Yes, worldwide. So that they had caused the loss of 193 million dollars from ransomware attacks, phishing, Ponzi schemes, trafficking, and you can just read some of that. It's available on Interpol's website. So these attackers, they had successfully they had severely carried out this attack, and it had affected over 35,000 victims. Like 35,000 victims were identified. So I think actually more were actually targeted, but 35,000 victims were identified. A lot of people lost their life savings to Ponzi schemes, some to ransomware attacks. It was such a bad time last year for Africa. But at last, imagine if these 35,000 people were able to preserve themselves or to prevent these cyber attacks from happening to them. The losses wouldn't have been like that. Like if they had the slightest idea of how to protect themselves from these phishing scams, ransomware attacks, it would have really been easier. So Interpol was able to dismantle 134,000 malicious networks, 200 plus computers, 1,000 plus phones, 900 SIM cards, and they rescued the trafficked victims that were brought to Cameroon from Mozambique, Madagascar, but they could not recover the money. Yes. So, but we thank God because they rescued the trafficked victims. So we see that cyber attack is not just a financial problem, but also it is a human rights problem because they go as far as violating human rights. So we're going to look at recognizing and avoiding phishing scams. As we said earlier, phishing are fake emails or messages that appears to be from trusted sources that prompt that they will lure you to click a link, download a file, or enter your login info. According to statistical reports from Station X, phishing is the most common form of cybercrime. An estimate of 1 billion phishing emails are sent every day by cyber criminals. So an estimated of 3.4 billion phishing emails are sent every day by cyber criminals, designed to look as if they have come from trusted senders or colleagues, totaling over trillion phishing emails per year. And also, Phishing email per impersonation accounts for approximately 1.2% of global email traffic, and about 36% of data breaches involve phishing. So if you can save yourself from phishing, then you're going to be helping the cybersecurity world. So we start by, how can you recognize phishing scams? Know that they always send phishing emails. So how can you recognize that this email is a phishing email? This email is a phishing scam. The first way to recognize a phishing scam is urgent requests. They'll always try to pressure you, to make you to act fast, for make you to think that if you don't act fast, the opportunity is going to be lost. They always put the pressure on you that you should act very, very fast within a limited number of time, because they know after, if you sit and you reason, you will not, if they just give you like a lot of time, you would think about it and you maybe consult people who are going to tell you that no, this sufficient scam. So they always make you to know it is very urgent, and so you can just, you don't need to think, just do. This is an example of a phishing email from someone claiming to be a boss. You know how employees always love to get noticed by their boss. So here the attacker disguised as the boss of a company, and he just calls his employee Jim. You know, it's like when hierarchy is calling someone at a very low status, there's no need for formalities. You always see, just say Jim, and there's not, oh no, it is my boss. So Jim, I'm currently stuck in a meeting, but we need to do a wire transfer as soon as possible for a payment Laura wants to get done today. Can you get this done this morning? Let me know. I'll get you the info you need. Thanks, David. So yeah, he's trying to make him to hurry up to do the wire transfer. And if David is someone who wants to get his boss approval, he can just reply like without even thinking, without even looking at the email address to see if it's actually his boss. He just reply and be like, boss, what do you want? This is my address. This can you send me your bank details? Let me do the transfer. So that is it. Another way to recognize phishing scam is, you see, first time or infrequent senders. We always receive messages from people for the first time, but that does not make it phishing emails. If you're expecting a message from someone or an organization, and you see the email, it is not a phishing scam. But now, if you're not expecting that this person is supposed to send me a mail, and you just see a mail from a strange number, a strange person, you just have to look at it. You look at it very well and make sure that actually it is safe before you are replying or you're clicking at it. Another way to recognize a phishing scam is poor spelling and bad grammar. Big companies always have editors. They pay editors to edit documents and the emails that they send out, and even their posts. So if you receive a mail and you get like wrong spellings, it's definitely a phishing scam. Most of the time, it's going to be a phishing scam. Most of the time, it's going to be a phishing scam. So that is a way of recognizing phishing scams: poor spellings and bad grammar. And attackers have a reason for these poor spellings and bad grammar. Someone might say maybe it's because they are not educated. The thing is, some email filters are going to immediately detect messages that were written by AI prompts, that AI generated messages. So they intentionally put wrong spellings there, because the email filter, when it sees the wrong spellings, it will be like, an AI will not spell this thing wrongly. So it's definitely supposed to be a human being. So you have to watch out for wrong spellings on emails. Another way to recognize phishing scams is that Outlook could tell you that they could not verify the sender. If it's someone you're expecting to email you, then you can reply. But if you're not expecting that particular message, you have to look into it if it is actually very safe. Another way to recognize phishing scams is fake email domains. You see here that they use in Microsoft.com, it's a 0, not an O. In Google.com, you see they'll do and you see GOOL, G00GLE instead of GOOLE. So that is a way of recognizing a phishing scam, fake email domains. So you have to look at the email domains very well. Make sure that the characters are actually right. They don't substitute it with something that you might think that looks a little alike, but it's actually not it. Because this Microsoft with a 0 is different from Microsoft with an O. Another way to recognize phishing scams is Gmail warnings. We have Gmail can tell you that this message seems dangerous, and so we just look out for it. Next is suspicious links or unexpected attachment. When you receive a mail with an attachment, if you're using your laptop, you hover over the link and you're going to see the URL displayed at the bottom side here. So you can look at the URL. If it is actually a good URL, then you can continue clicking. If not, you just wait. No, it's actually a phishing email like this one here. It actually looks so suspicious. So how to avoid phishing scams? The first thing to do to avoid phishing scam is that do not reply. Do not reply. When you reply, they know that you're active and now they can start targeting you, known as spear phishing. They know this account is active and they can start giving you, they can now start targeting you specifically. Next, never click suspicious links or attachments. The third is that if you have an email from a company and you're not so sure, you go to their official website and you contact them from there. And if it's somebody that you know, you verify by calling them or texting them. I prefer calling sometimes because I know how I talk to different people, the words I use. So if you try to phone me, it won't work. Next is to report the message. Gmail has the option to report the message at the side. You see the 3 dots there. You can report the message as a phishing message. And lastly, you delete the message. So next, we're going to look at social media safety. We all use different social media platforms to communicate, to create content, to share information. And if you use social media, I would like to tell you that there are a lot of things you need to know. First, that oversharing puts you at risk. So when I say oversharing puts you at risk, you say how does oversharing online puts you at risk? One, identity theft. When you share a lot of personal information about yourself, it makes it easy for someone to steal your identity. You share they can use you share your passport with the passport number showing, you share your birth date, all of that. People can use it to impersonate you on other social media platforms, which is actually not good. Also social engineering attacks. When you overshare a lot of details about yourself, criminals are going to use your shared details to target attacks. It can be not targeted to you, but now they can use it to fool people around you, people close to you, people who know you very well. They can use some of your shared details to actually target other people around you. So physical security risks. When you post real-time locations like you're on vacation with your family, you tell attackers, oh, everybody in my house is abroad. There's nobody at home. So it's easy now for burglars to go and break in and steal things in your house. So sometimes when we're sharing, we should be mindful of when and when not to share. Like, don't share that your entire family is on a vacation and there's nobody at home. It's actually very risky. Another one is reputational damage. Inappropriate posts can hurt your job, prospect, or relationship. Imagine a teacher posting school na scam, because that's a very popular statement that's actually made in West Africa here. I always get it a lot online. Imagine a teacher posting school na scam. That is actually terrible. It can actually damage your relationship and actually damage your relationships. There are a lot, and I'm just trying to be time. So another way of sharing puts you at risk is that you lose privacy. Strangers know a lot about you. They know what your husband likes. They know what your children like. They know first, use strong, unique passwords. So we advise you to avoid using birthdays, your name, common passwords. And when you want to create a password, your password should have at least 3 character classes, and the minimum length should be 8. And avoid using passwords, because when you reuse passwords on so many accounts, you can be prone to to credential stuffing attacks. Also, before using a password, you can decide to check if that password is part of the online list of breach passwords. And you can just go to this website here, https://haveibeenporn.com password, and you can type in your password and it'll tell you if that password has been sold, if the password is available online, and you're going to know. So these are examples of some passwords that I think are actually very good. I eat 3 times a week. I do like dancing, 2003 songs. What is 1 + 1? Another way of securing your social media account is by enabling 2-factor authentication. It means, like, for example, if you log in to your account, they have to send a message to either your email or to your SMS inbox to verify that it's you trying to log in. So these are various steps if you want to set up 2-factor authentication on WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Another way of securing your social media account is adjusting your privacy settings. You can decide that when you go on vacation, who can see my posts? You can decide that it's only close friends from me. The ones that you want everybody to see, you can make it visible to the public, to every other person, or you can decide to limit who actually sees what. Another way of securing your account is by reviewing your account activity. Always check where your accounts have been logged on. Like if you go on Facebook, review account activity, you can see the various devices that your Facebook account is being logged on. And the ones that you discover that it's not you, you can log out of it. And also be mindful of what you share. And this one is that you should use a VPN on public Wi-Fi. When you use VPN, it's going to prevent man-in-the-middle attacks. So for the person in the chat who said she experienced man-in-the-middle attacks, use VPNs. When you use VPNs, the attackers might see that you've gone to Facebook, but now they won't be able to know what you're doing on Facebook. So keep you safe and prevent man-in-the-middle attacks. So look now at protecting personal devices. I'll actually be so first here. So the first thing to protect your personal device is that back up your data and store your backup securely. Have a backup. Have a backup, like an external hard drive where you back up sensitive information. If the University of Columbia, San Francisco they had backed up their data, when attackers try to, they say, oh, pay money before you continue the research, they'll be like, before they're trying to see if they want to disclose the information, they can be continuing with the research. It will not stop the research because they have data to continue with. So back up your data, and you also you store your backup securely. It should not be where an attacker can easily get access to. The next thing is to use strong passwords and multi-factor authentication. Also, beware of your surroundings. Use privacy screens. This is an example of a privacy screen here, so that if you are sitting, someone sitting at an angle will not be able to see what you are doing on your screen. Also, install antivirus, malware protection, and antivirus or anti-malware to keep your install antivirus or malware protection and keep it updated. It means your antivirus should not go out of date, and your malware protection system, it should not be out of date. Also, lock your screen when unattended. If you're not using your phone, you lock it. You lock it. It should be closed. Someone should not be able to access your phone when you're not using it. Also, be careful when you're sharing your screen, like in a Zoom call, when you're sharing your screens. Don't be careful when you're choosing like to share your full screen, because sometimes some information might pop up when you don't know the people who you're having a conversation with, and they see that information and it's actually very sensitive, which was not supposed to be. And also, to protect your personal device, securely dispose of all devices. If you want to dispose of your laptop, you securely dispose of it well. Remove the hard drive and go and actually you break it, because your laptop might be bad, but the hard drive that contains all the information about your computers, all your files, it might still be working. So when you're throwing things, be mindful. So you can you can dispose a laptop thinking it's just bad, and an attacker picks the hard drive and actually get access to some confidential files. Also, stay updated on cybersecurity news and threats. Cybersecurity strategy attackers are developing new strategies every day. So you should follow the news so you know what the attackers are currently doing and how to stay safe. So briefly we look at what to do if you're hacked. If signs that you're hacked, first, you discover that your antivirus is disabled, your passwords stop working, you start seeing messages of suspicious transactions. You start discovering that you have unrecognized programs on your laptop or on your phone. You see pop-ups and slow system, or you start receiving calls from your friends, start receiving strange messages saying it's from you, and you know you're not seeing it. So this is a sign to show that you have been hacked. So if you have been hacked, what are the steps for you to take? One, recover official reset process. You can go to the official website of the you can go to the official website of the account that you want to recover, and you follow all the resetting processes. Also, you warn your family and your friends. Warn your family and your friends that, oh, I've been hacked. Any message coming from my number, it's not me. Someone asking you to pay money from saying it's me, it's not me. Someone asking you to borrow money, it's not me. Someone asking you to give this information, it's not me. Also, check your bank account for fraud. You can go and report to your bank too. Another one for you to update your antivirus software. If you update your antivirus software, they will help you to take care of all the malwares and remove them from your system. Also, don't trust, you know that you've been hacked, but don't trust all recovery emails. Verify them that they're from the official websites. And last but not the least, you install any program that you don't recognize on your device. So that's the end of the session. So in the summary, we looked at cyber attacks, malware, we looked at viruses, spyware, ransomware, man-in-the-middle attacks, social engineering attacks, phishing, smishing, denial of service, shoulder soft lane. And we also looked at cybersecurity, and we saw phishing scams, how to watch out for phishing scams. We looked at social media safety, that you should not share too much online. Use strong passwords, enable two-factor authentication, and also check your privacy settings. And we also say you should protect your how you can protect your phones, your laptops, your web cameras. You use antivirus. You lock your screens, you backup data, update software securely, and dispose of all devices. And if you're hacked, you reset your passwords, alert your contacts, check for fraud, run scans, and you stay calm. Don't be panic. The attackers might use that to their advantage. So question. My name is John Doe. I was born on the 1st of May 2002 in Bamenda. I want to create an account on LinkedIn. Can you propose a password that I can use? So I'm expecting your answers in the chat.
Wow. Thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. So you can kindly drop your answer to the question in the chat box. Can you propose a password that Joe can use? Okay, so my answer would be to propose a strong password with an uppercase character and an element or a symbol in it. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's actually good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm actually over time. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you. I hope you can secure your digital life today. Thank you so much. So, to the moderator, thank you for the
Yes. Thank you very much. So I've actually learned a lot today. I've learned about ransomware, man in the middle attacker, but I actually like ransomware. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's because of the ransom that is going to be asked, but I like ransomware. We've also learned to protect our screen whenever we are using it. Also lock our screens too. And we can identify phishing by looking at the email domain that we receive from these hackers. Okay, so fast forward, it's time for question and answers. So kindly, if you have a question for Miss Abia, kindly drop it in the chat box, or you can raise your hand so that you'll be called to talk. Any questions? Any questions for Miss Abia?
No, Salmata, hi. Good evening, Abia. How are you? Thank you so much. This was so insightful. I don't have a question, but I do have a contribution. So last
Okay.
year, one of my sisters, we are in two different WhatsApp groups together. The one is the one that we use for business, and the one is our own private where we chat. So she's one that you can forward to anything and she'll be forwarding without even reading, or she does not even care. She's that kind. So someone hacked her account, and the guy that hacked her started pretending to be her. And then he sent messages to almost all contacts asking that, hey sis, can you please lend me this amount of money? I'll give it to you back tomorrow. But she's not one that will ask you for money. She is not one that will say, please lend me this. No, it is not on phone. So I was like, what is happening? I didn't open it. I saw the message, but I continued using my phone till in the evening. And then the others started coming and saying, hey, they have hacked Esther. I'm like, hacked her? What do you mean? Yes, I haven't you received this message? I said, I have. Did you also receive it? And then everyone was like, yes, yes. I'm like, So what do we do? So before we could go to the business group, the hacker had already, like, she was only admin for there. So the hacker had already gone and had locked the group and kicked her out of the group. So, and then he wanted to do the same on our private group. Fortunately, I was an admin there. So I rushed there fast and then I closed the group so he wouldn't be able to do anything. So the guy had a really long conversation with one of us. He would send and say, "Lend me this," and then the girl would insult him, insult him, insult him. To a point that the guy really got mad. And then he also started insulting. And we are like, what a hacker. But yeah, that is what happened to her. And but for me, I have only experienced the call. They will call us, "Hi." Da, 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 da. I'm like, you are mad. If you only know how much you pay that money also. I beg. So yeah, that is my own. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Khadija.
Thank you.
So I actually have a question too.
Yeah.
And the question is it safe to use one password for all your accounts? Let's say all your social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Is it okay to use one password for that?
No, it is not safe to use one account for all your passwords. As I said, if you use one account and one password for all your accounts, if the attacker has that password, he's going to perform a credential stuffing attack, test that password on all other platforms. And actually, there are actually tools to actually facilitate that process.
Okay, thank you. So Saida too has her hand up. Kindly unmute and ask your question, please, Saida.
So good evening, guys. It's an honor to be part of today's session. So my question is, does online sexual abuse fall under cybersecurity?
Online sexual abuse fall under cyber crimes. Though not, it falls under cyber crimes. Though it's not a cyber attack, but it's a cyber crime.
Okay, I think I saw Savannah's hand up.
Hello, I have a question, please.
Can Savannah go before you, please? Stop sober.
Okay.
The question that my sister asked, when they have the account, like, is it good for us to use one password? What if the person is so good at putting all there's a different password? Maybe we mess up with them. How is it?
Savannah, can you speak up loudly, please?
Oh, please. Okay. My question goes like this. As you did mention that can someone use one password for all the social media platforms? So my question is, if it is no, that the person cannot use one password, what if the person can't remember or be messing up with them when they need it? Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Yeah.
can get you. So if you cannot actually memorize all your passwords, you can use a secure password manager. Like
Oh,
you can use a secure password manager. You can download an app from your Play Store or from your Microsoft Store, or even Google provides actually a password manager. Google Gmail provides it. Google accounts provide a password manager.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Stop sober, please. Your question.
Okay, actually, please, I had two questions, but Savannah asked my first question. So I'll just go ahead and ask my second question. So my question is, how will you recommend I protect my Wi-Fi or my data from my phone from being hacked from an outsider?
To protect your Wi-Fi, use a strong password. Use a strong password. And also, you can actually limit the number of devices that can be on your Wi-Fi. And you can just be monitoring them. Always monitor it. Anyone that you don't recognize, you remove, you block it. And also, if you're so scared, even like that the person
Okay, time is almost up. So can we turn on our cameras so we take very beautiful pictures, and then when she comes, she'll continue. Abia?
Okay.
No. So let's get a beautiful pictures, please. Can we have our cameras on? Thank you, ladies. Thank you, brother. See, we have a man. Let's have a picture, please. Yes, I see the pretty faces. Let's get the beautiful faces, please. Aha. Yep, brother, can you turn on your camera, guys? Let's have our cameras on and have beautiful pictures. Yes. Don't do like that, please, brother. We are seeing your face. Don't do. Okay. Okay. Please smile. I'm taking the pictures now. Please smile. I'm taking the pictures now. Please smile. Abia, can we have the picture now? Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. I have gotten the pictures. Now, Abia can continue because we still have 5 minutes. Thank you.
Someone was asking a question. You said you had 2 questions. Mr. Rafik, you had 2 questions. Can I get the second question?
Okay, so actually, my first question moderator spoke about, and the lady asked the question, so I think there's no need anymore. I understood it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other question?
Topsoba, please, are you clear?
I'm clear. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Said, that's your hand is still up. Do you have any other question, please? Okay. I think that'll be all for our questions and answers. Okay, I thank you all, ladies and a gentleman. Thank you all for being here today. And we thank our beautiful facilitator as well for sharing her knowledge with us on cybersecurity. Yes. So our group picture has been done already. So I'll just say have a lovely evening and meet you another time. Bye.
Have a lovely evening as well. Bye.